The Love Affair event is on at Whole Foods Market with deals on delicious desires through February 14th. The floral department's in full bloom, so look for savings on double dozen bunches of roses. In the meat and seafood departments, save on animal welfare certified New York strip steaks and sustainable wild-caught lobster tails to make the night sizzle. Gifts from the wellness and beauty department are always a nice touch. And you have to grab those chocolate-dipped strawberries. Make Whole Foods Market your Valentine's Day destination.
Well, there's a party each and every year on Christmas Eve, where the fun and cocktail shrimp don't seem to end. Clark and Ralphie taking turns on the TV screen, laughing, singing, yelling with all of our friends. Well, it's Christmas, and everybody's gonna spread the holiday cheer. 'Cause it's Christmas. Oh, it's the best time of the year.
Hey, Dylan.
Hey, Matt.
So you picked this topic.
Yeah, so, we kind of did this before.
I was going to say, I feel like we
little bit.
dabbled into this once
dabbled
before.
in this before. I feel like both times this has come up. The first time we talked about this was when we were supposed to have a guest during a live stream.
Yeah.
And that's when we first discovered what Christmas crackers were.
Yeah.
And the second time we did this, you were sitting on my couch, and we got a little bit into our Christmas snacks.
It was, well, I think the way we worded it was essentially what is your traditional Christmas breakfast or dinner, type thing. But I think this is slightly different because at the end of the day, neither one of those did I answer candy canes. But we're talking about seasonal foods. What are the things that feel maybe incorrectly they feel exclusively Christmas time, but what are the things that are in your mind you cannot separate from Christmas?
That's what kind of set this topic off for me, is because I discovered something that has been eye-opening, and that is that Starbucks has peppermint mocha lattes all year round.
Same. So I was going to say the thing that I was going to compare it to is to me, I love a spiced wafer cookie. You know what I mean? But I only buy them in October because in my mind, they're this exclusive Halloween cookie. But if I walk through the aisle of my Giant, it's going to be in the cookie aisle all year round. I could have spiced wafer whenever the hell I want.
Because I was so it was the other day, and I was sitting there, and I'm like, let's go. We just got a Starbucks last year. And maybe before this week, when I discovered that this exists, maybe I've been there a handful of times. So I pull out my phone and I start doing the online order, and I'm looking at flavors, and I see peppermint in there, and I'm like, no fucking way. This is a joke, right? And I order it, and I get it, and I'm like, oh my God, this is my Christmas drink. This is it. And I'm always going into the Halloween season or going into the Christmas season, I'm always looking at Dunkin's page of when are these Christmas flavors dropping, bro? When are these Halloween flavors? And finding out that I can now get this every day if I would like to. Especially because I do oat milk.
Look, you're talking to a motherfucker who does get Starbucks every day.
Yeah, because you're a chai tea guy.
I'm a chai tea guy, and at this point, when you get to the point where you walk into the Starbucks and every employee knows your name, knows your order, they ask you about your podcast stuff, they talk to you about what you're doing, you almost feel like this is the closest thing I get to interacting with people every day. Because normally I'm home alone just recording and editing. So this is my going into the Starbucks every day is my 5 minutes it's my 5 seconds of socialization. And then I go, whew, that's enough. Back to the air-conditioned cave. But it's great. So the thing that jumped to my mind, besides obviously candy canes, that's the obvious seasonal.
So let's
option.
before we leave that though, are you a strictly peppermint candy cane, or do you dabble in the flavors?
I'm pretty much strictly peppermint candy cane. I love that red white peppermint candy cane. Love it all
like
day.
that.
It's great.
The Starburst ones are pretty good. Also,
Yeah.
this is gonna sound really gross. There's an Oreo flavored candy cane. Yup. I see your face, and I can hear the vomiting that is commencing by our listeners.
Look, I like Oreos, so maybe.
It's not it is technically Oreo flavored. It tastes like Tootsie Rolls, dude. It tastes like Tootsie Rolls, and it's fire.
Look,
I'm not
here's
gonna lie,
what I'll
it's
say.
really
Here's what I'll
weird.
say. Hypothetically, if you had a free weekend, the weekend of the live stream, and you came and stayed here to join me for the live stream and brought me an Oreo flavored candy cane, I would eat it on camera during the live stream.
Okay. Huh.
So here's what I'm gonna say though.
If we could just try random foods that we've never had, one of which being Christmas crackers.
Well, I don't think Christmas.
We
got to find a way to order these Christmas crackers. I think that for me, similarly to your peppermint Starbucks drink,
yes,
and I will shout out that like pretty much post Thanksgiving until New Year's, I go through a lot of peppermint teas.
Yeah,
just because there's something that's nice about watching a trashy ass like Hallmark Netflix Christmas movie with the window open so you can see the snowfall, drinking a peppermint tea from a mug. It's a beautiful thing.
One of the people I teach with asks me every day if I have my peppermint cheer in my cup because I'm constantly drinking. I get peppermint mocha creamer. It's gotten to a point where I'm kind of sad about it because it's not special anymore.
See, I've really tried to make my peppermint tea special. Like I will not have a peppermint tea in the summer.
Yeah.
That's just not going to happen. What I do associate with Christmas time, even though I think it's available all year round, is those big ass popcorn tins of the 3 types of popcorn.
Yeah.
You got like the caramel popcorn, the cheddar popcorn, and the regular popcorn. And at this point, I'm going to sound like I'm 1,000 years old.
Yeah.
Homeboy just can't do popcorn the way he used to. The kernels get stuck in areas that I hate, and it makes me miserable. So I don't indulge the way I used to. But man, as a kid, I would go through those fucking tins like it was nobody's business.
Dude, those popcorn tins are amazing. Now that's another thing that's not special to me anymore. You want to know why? Because we put our cat food in those tins.
Oh, you've ruined it.
I see it every day.
You've ruined it.
It's just the sign of these cats clawing at the door at 4 a.m. to try to get me to feed them. But no, I adore those tins. And I think you're right. I don't see them outside of Christmas. I'm sure you can get them year round, right? Like I'm sure people get them for like a birthday gift or something.
But they get real fucking prominent.
Yeah. They don't get put out into the middle of the aisle until Christmas time.
I had to look up the name of these because I haven't had one in so long. But another thing that I think of around this time of the year that I'm sure are readily available, but I always think of going to my grandmother's house and diving into some of these fucking rolled wafers.
The Pyroline wafers?
Yeah.
They're like swirls. They're spirals with chocolate in the middle. And the chocolate's like a Nutella-type chocolate.
It says it is a creme-filled wafer. Chocolate hazelnut flavored here.
Hazelnut, yeah. I'm not wrong. Ha ha! Nailed it.
Like, holy shit. That was like almost like a slight memory unlock because we were talking about those tins. And I'm like, wait, there was something else that I definitely dug into.
Now, I will say I've definitely opened one of those tins, and much like the sugar cookies, it's just sewing products. So I will say nothing makes me sadder than opening a tin when I think I'm going to get a cookie and it's Thimbles. So, Grandma, please don't do that.
Yeah, you're like, I can't eat this.
I hope that is a generational thing and it stops with us. All right?
Yeah.
We need to put an end to the cookie thimble masquerade.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I don't think many of us are sewing quite to that level either. So I think
man, sewing's coming back in a big way. My sister sews a shit ton, It's wild. These
You
Gen
know what you're
Zers
never
are
going to see in
insane.
this house, Dylan?
A sewing needle.
Me
You
storing sewing supplies in tin cans.
So I just want you to know, Matt, that if I come to your house and I find a thimble-filled can, I'm burning your place to the ground.
Burn it to the ground because someone has killed me
Someone
and
has
taken my
infiltrated.
identity. There's some invasion of the body snatcher shit happening, and you need to stop it right then and there.
Yeah. All right. So
how about you, though? I think I've named all of my shit. What are some of your seasonal foods?
There's something about a Reese's cup that just tastes better when it's in the shape of a Christmas tree.
Fair. That is fair.
Those Christmas tree Reese's cups and the pumpkin ones, though I feel like the Christmas trees are better. It's like there's a better balance of chocolate to peanut butter ratio. It's not as rigid. Mm-hmm. The edges are a little rounder. That's really weird, but I feel like people know what I'm talking about.
I do. I do. It sounds crazy, but it makes sense.
Yeah. We're going to keep on that theme. Dude, the Christmas tree brownies. They're
I'm not a brownie man to begin with, but continue.
All right, hold on. Let's back up a little bit. You're not a brownie man? Now, when you say that, you mean you're not like a little Debbie brownie man, but or in general?
I do not like chocolate on the level of being able to enjoy a brownie. I like a little dabble of a chocolate in something, but I don't want to eat something that's just 100% chocolate.
Now, listen, I could understand if you were going to sit here and be like, nah, dude, I don't fuck with those store-bought brownies. They're really weird. Because they are. They're not brownie. They're like a chocolate substance. I don't even know what to call them. But a fresh-baked brownie?
So here's my thing. Here's the other thing. Like I said, I don't like chocolate in that way. Right?
Do you like baked goods?
I do like baked goods. So my hatred of brownie might come from a more personal place now than it used to. Because it used to just be like, I don't like that much chocolate. That's way too much chocolate.
You're like, this girl I dated used to make me brownies. Fuck brownies.
No. So I wish that it was a romantic situation. No. As a child, every Friday night was TGIF. Yeah. None of us made plans as kids. We'd come home, we'd go to Blockbuster or something, we'd rent a couple videos, and we'd watch a few movies just until it was 8 o'clock. Then whatever we were watching, shut it off. For 2 hours, we're enjoying some TGIF. In the summer, because the air conditioner didn't go upstairs or downstairs, we'd have our fucking sleeping bags ready to sleep in the living room in the nice, chilled, air-conditioned space.
Yeah.
And every one of...
Window units,
like a window
right?
unit. Yeah. And then we were like... We would always
I'm nostalgic
like maybe
for window units.
Dude, hear me out though. So we would get like Pizza Hut or something for dinner, right? Like, and then my mom would be like, "We're gonna make dessert," right? I was very clear every week that I do not like brownies.
I don't want fucking brownies.
I just wanted some chocolate chip cookies. Dylan, they made brownies every goddamn Friday. I never had anything to eat for dessert. Do you know
if it was ever to spite you?
Oh, I am positive it was. Because the amount of times that my mom said, "Oh, I thought you liked brownies." I didn't like them 2 weeks ago either, Mom. Why is this still happening?
So...
This was for years.
For years. And you were like, okay... So
eventually, I started making my own chocolate chip cookies afterwards.
Like, who's at the house? Do you have friends?
Everybody.
And stuff, or is it just like your brother?
It's just family. It's brothers, sisters, mom, dad. What it came down to is they all wanted brownies and I didn't. So Matt got the shit end of the stick every night.
I get that. Like when I was a kid, I wasn't a steak kid. Like I didn't like steak. So when my parents would make steaks, like I would eat like Dino Nuggies and shit.
They gave you another option.
But that's the thing is they gave me another option. Like
I
even
just
if
sat
they went
there
to
with
the
no
store
dessert
and got you like some Chips Ahoy or something, like maybe not make you a separate dessert, but at least give you some Chips Ahoy.
Fuck brownies.
Now you're on the fuck brownie train, dude. That's wild. I don't think I could ever be on the fuck brownie train. There's nothing you could do to a brownie, bar of putting something gross in it, that's gonna make me not want to eat it.
And I feel like for most people, even if there was something gross in the brownie, it would only deter them for a couple days to a year.
Nah, dude. If somebody shit in a brownie, I'm not eating it.
Like never again. You're like, I'm done with brownies forever.
That's like that scene in Mighty Ducks 3. Do you remember that?
No, but I.
Oh my
go
god!
on.
Fucking the one redneck kid. He has they have a horse that stays on campus because they're at like a boarding high school.
Yeah.
And the bullies, he puts the manure into a bag and says, "Hey, brownies," and he's like, "Oh, brownies," and pulls it out, and it's shit. So,
I mean, maybe that's it too. Maybe I'm just like, you could
it.
trick me with something else as a brownie. I don't trust it.
Yeah, you're like, I saw Mighty. You've blocked that memory out. Like
Yeah,
you
you
don't
just
remember
unlocked.
Mighty Ducks 3. Like, oh my god, Emilio! Like,
Emilio.
So wow, Christmas tree brownies are dope.
The Love Affair event is on at Whole Foods Market with deals on delicious desires through February 14th. The floral department's in full bloom, so look for savings on double dozen bunches of roses. In the meat and seafood departments, save on animal welfare certified New York strip steaks and sustainable wild-caught lobster tails to make the night sizzle. Gifts from the wellness and beauty department are always a nice touch. And you have to grab those chocolate-dipped strawberries. Make Whole Foods Market your Valentine's Day destination.
Put down that smartphone and listen to me. I'm Matthew Milligan, professional musician and lifelong Weird Al fan. Each week, I'm joined by professional podcaster and close personal friend Matt Kelly to take a dive off the deep end into the vast career of pop culture icon Weird Al Yankovic on our show, Weird Algorithm. Along with some very special guests from the worlds of music and comedy, we tackle every song, every television appearance, and every bit of sketch comedy Al has produced in chronological order, covering the good old days of My Bologna and Eat It, the fun zone of tacky and white and nerdy, and everything in between. As we go, we're ranking the songs, albums, and music videos in the hopes of creating the ultimate guide to a career bigger than the biggest ball of twine in Minnesota. So the next time you're having one of those days, stuck in a traffic jam, wondering why does this always happen to me, just kick off your sneakers and stick around for a while because we've got it all on Weird Algorithm, available wherever you get your podcasts. And now you know. Was that enough references?
Staying on the same wavelength, Christmas tree, basically what are Christmas
Sugar
tree
cookies?
zebra cakes? No,
Oh.
the zebra cakes that they do as Christmas trees. They're not called zebra cakes, but that's what they are. Like
Yeah.
if you look up what a zebra cake is and you look up what a Christmas tree cake is, it's just that.
Okay. I was another one that I totally forgot about, but is very popular around my house this time of the year is obviously the pre-made like sugar cookie with the Christmas tree or the snowman faces on them. You know what I'm talking about? Like
the ones you toss
Pillsbury
in the
ones?
oven for a little bit.
Yeah. Oh my God, they're so
Yeah,
good.
dude.
Probably the best tasting sugar cookies in the world. Honestly,
Dude, honestly, I'm not a big sugar cookie guy, but I can go ham on those.
that's what I mean. Same.
Yeah. I don't like
like
sugar
if you gave me
cookies,
like a
but-
box of just like big ass sugar cookies, I'd maybe eat half of one.
Yeah.
And be like, all right, that's enough. You make me a plate of like 20 of those fucking snowmen or reindeer or Christmas tree ones.
Yeah.
Whole plate's gone. I can't control myself.
So do you know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the Christmas tree cakes?
I'm gonna Google this real quick.
Yeah, good Little Debbie Christmas tree cake.
Let's see. Little Debbie Christmas tree. Let's see, Little Debbie Christmas tree cakes. Okay, I've seen this box.
Okay.
Oh, I know these. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So Little Debbie, that bitch, knows that I'm trying to watch my figure. Well, I don't know if you know this, Matt, but they have now released ice cream versions of Little Debbie sweet snacks. Meaning that there is an ice cream version of zebra cakes, which is vanilla ice cream with pieces of that delicious cake inside. And yes, around Christmas time, they did release a Christmas tree cake version. And yes, I did eat that entire pint in one sitting. And I feel zero shame, Little Debbie. So next year, or this coming season, as it is quickly approaching, do your worst. All right? Do your worst. Let's go.
Look at you challenging Little Debbie.
Yeah, dude.
You're like Elon Musk challenging Zuckerberg to a fight. You're like, you and me, Debbie, in the ring, 10 minutes.
In the octagon. All Are you a sucker for marketing? We've talked about this a little bit in the past.
Oh, absolutely. If Santa's selling me a Coca-Cola, suddenly I don't like Pepsi
That's
as much.
right. Hell yeah. Christmas Crunch, dude. Christmas Crunch. That is 100% the same as Captain Crunch. It's just the crunch berries are in the shape of stockings.
Look, I don't know if we've talked about this hot topic.
Yeah.
But I'll go there. Halloween time, all of the monster cereals kind of suck, but I'll buy it because it's the monster cereal. But like those pieces, the pieces that aren't marshmallow are like cardboard. They're awful.
Yep. And there's something about the monster cereals that they go stale in like 3 days.
3 days.
They don't taste good anymore. And Dinosaur Dracula, if you're out there, I don't know if you're familiar with Dinosaur Dracula, Matt. He is a blogger and also a podcaster, part of the Purple Stuff podcast. You are a gross man. He takes foods and freezes them. And like he has one of those Nightmare Whoppers in the freezer. Remember the Nightmare Whoppers from 7 years ago? He's the dark side of this nostalgic interest, I would say, that you and I are communities of.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just want to say, you're gross, man. Throw away your old stuff. You're never going to be nostalgic for it. You don't need to keep those old boxes of monster cereals. Okay?
Yeah, there's never, ever going to be a point where you're like, man. Look, if you want to keep the boxes, go for it. Yeah. Throw out the cereal inside of it.
It reminds me of, did your family ever like hold on to like old Coca-Colas? Like my parents,
dad has an old beer can that he's held on to for probably 50 years.
We have old bottles of Coca-Cola that have like they're glass bottles with like Cal Ripken on them. Yeah. And it's like, oh, we got this. And I'm like, why? Why do we have this? Like,
is the value going to suddenly drop if you pop the top off of it and empty it and still have a pristine bottle, like an empty bottle? I don't know.
It's fine if you're like, oh, I thought it looked cool. But you have a 6-pack of sealed Cal Ripken Coca-Cola in the closet that has just been collecting dust for three decades at this point.
Very strange.
So this topic also came up when I mentioned something about a little restaurant called Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel. My only experiences with Cracker Barrel have been, very recently, actually, I did a trip to Tennessee. Usually, Cracker Barrel would be breakfast on our drive down there. We would stay somewhere overnight, and then in the morning we get some Cracker Barrel breakfast. So I always associate it with a summertime trip to Tennessee stop. Yeah. There are 2 different Cracker Barrels that I can get to in under 25 minutes from my house that I have never once set foot inside of.
So Cracker Barrel to me, much similar to you, used to be a vacation spot. It's where we would go when we would vacation. We go down south. We go to Myrtle Beach. We'd go to King's Dominion. We go to Disney. And then about 10 years ago, we got a Cracker Barrel like 30 minutes from us. I will say that I feel like some people look down on Cracker Barrel because of the aesthetic and like political climate.
Yeah. But they put some rainbow chairs out and pissed off a bunch of people. So
fuck yeah, awesome, awesome. I would say so. When I say that, I more mean their consumer, their usual consumer, if that makes sense. But I will say that I will go to bat for Cracker Barrel 10 out of 10 times. Their breakfast is phenomenal. But the reason that I brought it up is because of that home cooking aesthetic. If you want to put me in the Christmas spirit or even just the fall spirit, put me in a Cracker Barrel. Their stores are always like just perfectly lit. They always have something holiday out. Like they have their Halloween shit out right now. And what I like about Cracker Barrel is in a month, they're going to put out their Christmas stuff and also have their Halloween stuff up. Like Cracker Barrel don't discriminate. Cracker Barrel's not like Target, right? When Target's like time to put the Christmas stuff out, let's piss on this Halloween stuff. Like Cracker Barrel's not like that. Cracker Barrel's like, listen, we got a tower of Halloween stuff. You know what we're going to do over there? We're going to put a tower of Christmas stuff.
Yeah. Here's my thing. some of the best albums I ever purchased were during the CD era at a Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
They had great albums.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not talking like, oh, you went and bought some like random artist that everybody's heard of. Like, they would just have these like deep cut. One of my favorite CDs, and keep in mind, I'm a man who grew up listening to a lot of Dixieland and New Orleans jazz music and big band music. But one was literally just the greatest hits of New Orleans jazz. And my God, I must have burnt a hole through that CD.
It's phenomenal.
I listened to it so much. There was another one that was just like Celtic sounds. It was just like fucking penny whistles and bagpipes. It was gorgeous. Like, it's just like I would buy this random shit at Cracker Barrel. Because where else am I going to find an album?
Yeah.
This was like the Piper's Legacy.
I picture Matt. I understand that this is probably like not like as long ago as I'm going in my head, but I'm picturing you at 10 years old buying the Celtic Sounds album. At 10, you're like, this fucking rips.
Yeah, this is my namesake, baby. Now, I will say, actually, in my defense, like, let's say I was 10 when I discovered music, like really discovered music. I think by 15 or 16, I was just like, I will give it all to me. You know what I mean? Like, I can enjoy the newest Green Day album just as much as Norah Jones. Like, I will take it all. It's all great. People creating stuff is beautiful. Like, num. Like, I will just digest it all.
Yeah, no, I'm just giving you a hard time.
I know you are, you son of a bitch.
I know.
Dylan, do you have anything else that you want to mention in the seasonal food category?
Christmas food category. I don't think so, man. I think we hit all of the big ones. We've talked in the past about like heavy hitters like eggnog. Like, I'll keep eggnog in my fridge just to spoil because I need to. Like, don't judge me, guys. I keep a little tiny bottle of eggnog. Literally, it's enough for one sitting. But I don't like eggnog, but I need to have it.
I don't like eggnog. I've never had eggnog, honestly.
It
That's
tastes
another
like,
thing on my
it kind of tastes like melted ice cream.
That's
like,
what I hear, and that's why I'm not interested.
Yeah, like
that's not selling me on anything.
Yeah, no. No, we have it for me to literally be like, it's Christmas. Hey, let's throw that out now. I don't think so, man. I think I hit all the heavy hitters, dude. The Reese's stuff, the Christmas cakes, the Christmas brownies. Can't believe you don't like brownies. Peppermint, which I will say, to kind of circle back around, I think I'm going to, this Christmas season, not get peppermint anymore. I think I'm going to switch it up. Okay, Starbucks puts out a gingerbread latte every December, and it's pretty good. So I think I'm gonna keep Christmas going all year long with my peppermint mocha.
I will throw gingerbread men out there as a thing that I pretty much only eat at the Christmas time.
Yeah, and I'm not.
I'll have like one.
Yeah,
it's not.
I don't need it. Like, I'm not. If December 26th rolls around and I haven't had a gingerbread man, I'm like not. Oh no!
Yeah, you're flipping tables. Yeah. This season is over. No,
I know. They're like wrestling the gun from my hands.
Dylan, you might be giving up peppermint, but you're still the pepper to my mint, baby.
Oh my God, dude, you make me smile every single day, Matt. Love you.
Love you.
Whoa, oh, whoa, oh, now we won't stop till the big ball drops on New Year's. Happy holiday, have a great holiday, have a merry happy holiday.
You're listening to the Geekscape Network.